Hi, how are you? I'm very good, thanks.
Where are we talking to you from today?
We're here in Hollywood at our rehearsal space.
I finally saw you guys live at the Big Day Out here in Auckland a couple of years ago. Anyone that sees Tool becomes a convert for life. I mean, you guys really are quite something on stage.
Well, that's the intention anyway. I hope it's working. And, thanks for watching.
I mean, what do you guys make of the manic obsession of the Tool fans you meet? I mean, there are no more intense rock fans than a Tool fan. Would you agree?
I love the response we get, I mean, they are pretty fanatical, It gets a little crazy sometimes when we're off stage and things, and you got to love it. That goes with the job, and I'm lucky to be in the position I am and be in a band that's working on the level we work at that has that effect, so I'm always happy with it.
I mean, as a drummer as well, your songs are all pretty lengthy, longer even when you play them live, very drum heavy. I mean, is it knackering playing, like in touring?
The first week or so of the tour is always the roughest, because no matter how hard you practice, when the crowd with all that energy comes at you, for 3D, you kind of have to step it up, and I tend to hit harder and put more emotion into it, of course, as you have to react to the environment, and you can't really prepare for it. So in the first week, by the end of the show, I'm pretty tuckered out, but you raise to the level, and after a bit on the road, you get into road shape, I guess you could call it, and then it kind of smooth sailing from there after the blisters go away and catch your breath.
I mean, it makes sense to do a live album, doesn't it? I mean, that would just be phenomenal.
Yeah, we have tons of stuff recorded. I hope we do make that happen one of these days. We have lots of video stuff, too. We could do a DVD or two whenever we get around to it. It's just sitting there. But we're kind of trying to focus on the new things now, so we'll go back at some point and do it.
Speaking of DVDs and stuff, as a drummer, I imagine you would have probably checked out the Zeppelin Celebration Day DVD. Did you see Jason Bonham filling in for his dad?
I did, and I played a session the other day, though, with Jason. It was really fun.
Oh, wow.
For a new Superman movie. There's like 12 really great drummers on the session. We're all playing in unison for these big, grandiose soundtrack things. It was a lot of fun. Jason played great at it, too. It was an honor to play with him.
Because you actually share a bit of an Aleister Crowley obsession with another member of Led Zeppelin, Jimmy Page. Have you ever met him and talked to Jimmy about Aleister Crowley?
I've never met him. I've never met Jimmy at all, actually. Our paths have just never crossed over all the years. I've met Robert Plant, John Paul Jones, and I've met Jimmy's daughter, Scarlett, and asked her about it, but she didn't really care about it. I was like, what about your dad's books? And she's kind of like, oh, he just kept them in his back room. I never looked. So, yeah, I'd love to at some point. I think he's still an avid collector, as far as I know. He has one of the best collections in the world. I'd love to see it.
So you're in Hollywood in your rehearsal space. Now, I hear you've got 6 or 7 tracks in the works for the new album. Now, I've heard that you can bang out your drum parts in about a week or so, but Adam Jones can take up to a couple of months to lay down his parts. So what happens? Do you guys all hang out in the studio together, or do you check in individually and then come back together at the end, or how does that work?
We all get together at the beginning and play with the intention really of just capturing my parts normally. It's kind of hard in most studios to really be able to capture all the parts at once on the quality that we demand, So a lot of the time, we just get my performance down, and then the guys will go back and play their parts over again on top of mine, adjusting tones and qualities and doing some layering and bits like that. Some of the stuff Justin and I, we track at the same time, so I knock mine out, and then they're in there for a while working. I can go play around or critique them, whatever I want. Yeah.
Because I've heard in the studio that Maynard can be a bit lazy and that Adam can be a total slave driver. Where do you fit in?
I guess somewhere in the middle, I know we all have a pretty good work ethic going right now. I think Justin's been kind of slave driving more than anyone else. I think lately he's been really prolific on this record, so it's been a pleasure to work, And as long as the fresh ideas are coming, we're all enthusiastic, so it never really feels like work, Yeah. We're in a lucky position to be able to play for a living.
Oh, you're so lucky as well that because of the profile you've got now, you can go out and do other projects as well. I mean, I heard you've been doing some work with John Frusciante, formerly of the Chili's, man. I can't wait to hear that music. When are we going to hear that?
We have some framework things we're kind of working on, eventually, but we haven't actually got anything to come to fruition yet. But it's on the back burners for sure because we're all excited about it.
Now, the only show that you've announced for this year so far officially is the Ozfest, which I think is in May. Is that right, in Japan?
Yeah.
But obviously the reason we're speaking to you today is because you're going to be coming to New Zealand as well this year.
Oh, man, I'm so excited to go there again. we've always had the greatest response from the fans, and it's been a long time. It feels like, that's for sure. I was hoping we were going to do a couple of shows, but I guess the earthquake kind of ruined the venue where we were going to play down in Christchurch or something. But at least we'll get one in Auckland.
What you like to do when you play is you like to get a basketball uniform from the stadium where you're playing. So you have to get yourself a Breakers basketball union. They are currently top of the league in all of Australia and New Zealand, and so we're going to have to sort out getting you one of those.
Beautiful. I'll wear it proudly. Who's the star of your team?
Oh, we've got a couple. We've got a guy called CJ Bruton. He's our big three-pointer.
Yeah, I've heard that name associated with basketball, but it's great. I'll hit him up when we get there. Usually the promoters do pretty well with taking care of me in that department.
Who's your NBA team? Clippers or Lakers, or who do you support?
Oh, I've had season tickets for the Clippers and the Lakers for a while, but I'd given my Clippers one up because I had to sacrifice one. I was living at our basketball arena, so this year I probably should have given up the Lakers ones and kept the Clippers, though. The Clippers are on top in the West now. So they're playing great,
God, I reckon.
And the Lakers have been really bombing lately, so it's kind of depressing for me this year. I'm sure something will go down.
Sounds awesome. I don't suppose we sort of have any idea how far away from the album we are, I guess sometime this year?
Yeah, sometime this year. That's all I can say, is the sooner the better for us. And we're working every day, but you can never predict it, honestly. So, but we're really excited about it. So I'm hoping all the fans will be too.
We are so excited for the new album and for the fact you're coming back later this year. Danny, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to your fans in New Zealand this afternoon. We really appreciate it.
Thanks so much. I'm really excited to come there again. We all are. We've always been treated so well there, and we appreciate it.